Okay, so imagine this. You stumble into a hidden garden, just trying to be alone, and you end up finding the one person who's about to change your entire life. That's pretty much the core of Susan Hill's play, On the Face of It. It's this incredible story about one single, totally unexpected meeting between two people who seem like they have nothing in common, but they find this connection that changes everything.
So you've got this withdrawn, kind of defiant teenage boy on one side, and on the other, you have this gentle, eccentric old man. You have to wonder, what on earth could possibly bring these two together? Well, the answer to that question is what this play is all about.
All right, so our story kicks off in Mr. Lamb's garden. A 14-year-old kid named Derry climbs over the wall, thinking the place is totally empty. He's just looking for a little peace and quiet, an escape. But he's not alone. And instead of getting yelled at, he's met with this surprisingly calm voice.
And right away, the difference between them just hits you. Derry literally breaks in over a wall, which says so much about his own isolation. Meanwhile, Mr. Lamb is just like, hey, the gate's always open. Derry looks around and sees an empty place, which is exactly how he feels inside. But Mr. Lamb, he just sees a beautiful day. From the very first second, it's a total clash of perspectives.
And then we find out why. Derry tells Mr. Lamb that one side of his face was burned by acid. He is absolutely convinced that this scar is all he is, that it makes him a monster, not just to other people, but, and this is the really heartbreaking part, to himself.
Okay, so this really honest confession, it opens the door for something pretty amazing. Their chat becomes more than just talk. It turns into this gentle but really powerful challenge to Derry's entire way of seeing the world. Mr. Lamb just starts to take down the walls Derry's built, one simple idea at a time.
And here it is. This is the core of Mr. Lamb's whole philosophy. He's basically saying that labels like ugly or beautiful, they're just points of view, not facts. He's pushing back on all the cruel labels that Derry and the world have slapped onto his face.
This comparison just shows it all perfectly. Derry sees his face as the source of shame he can never hide. But then Mr. Lamb reveals he has a tin leg. It got blown off in the war. He says kids call him Lamey Lamb. But you know what? He says it doesn't bother him. For him, it's just a part of his life, not the thing that defined his entire life.
Derry's heard this stuff before, right? The whole Beauty and the Beast fairy tale, but he's not buying it. He's cynical. He basically spits back that in the real world, the beast just stays a beast. He is completely convinced that his physical appearance is his reality, and that's never, ever going to change.
But Mr. Lamb, he's patient. He just keeps offering a different way to look at things. And slowly, amazingly, these ideas start to find little cracks in Derry's armor.
And what are these ideas? Well, they're not complicated, but they're incredibly powerful. Mr. Lamb says he doesn't see a difference between a weed and a flower. It's all just life growing. He insists that no one is ever just nothing. He says hate is a poison, worse than acid, because it burns you from the inside. And maybe my favorite, he tells Derry that even if he only has half a face, the world has a whole one, and it's just waiting for him to look at it. This isn't just talk. His whole house is a symbol of this. He doesn't have any curtains. It's this beautiful metaphor for how he lives his life, totally open. He's not shutting the world out, and he's not shutting himself in. He just takes it all, the good, the bad, the light, the dark. And then we get the breakthrough. After kind of lashing out and accusing Mr. Lamb of being just like everyone else, Derry just stops, and he quietly says, "I like it here." It's the very first crack in his defenses, the first time he really lets himself connect with someone and someplace new.
This tiny spark of connection gives Derry something he hasn't had in a long, long time: hope. And that hope pushes him to make a huge choice, to actually act on it and stand up to the life he's always known. So when he goes home, his mother forbids him from going back to see Mr. Lamb. But just look at this transformation. He stands up to her and says his life is not about his face anymore. It's about what's inside him, what he thinks, what he feels, what he wants to discover. For the first time, he's defining himself from the inside out.
And this line right here, this shows you just how high the stakes are for him. This isn't just about visiting a garden anymore. This is about choosing to live. If he doesn't go back, he knows he'll just crawl back into his shell forever. It's a choice between the garden and a kind of living death.
So Derry makes his choice. He runs, he leaves his mother, his old life, and he runs back towards that garden, towards his new friend. But the play, it has one last
brutal, heartbreaking twist for us.
For the first time we've seen him, Derry isn't running away from something, he's running towards something. He's not just a boy with the burned face anymore. He's a person with a purpose, filled with this new hope. He's going back to help Mr. Lamb with the crab apples. This simple act that means he's finally ready to be part of the world.
But when he gets there, everything just stops. The sounds that drew him in, the bees, the wind, Mr. Lamb's voice, they're all gone. There's just this heavy, awful silence. Something is very, very wrong.
And he finds him. Mr. Lamb is lying on the ground, completely still, right under the crabapple tree. While Derry was gone, fighting for his chance to live in this new world Mr. Lamb showed him, the man himself has had a terrible accident. He's gone.
And in this final, gut-wrenching moment, Derry speaks to him, almost as if he needs to prove that the change was real. I came back. He kept his promise. The boy who walked in is gone, but so is his mentor. And he just weeps for the only person who ever really saw him, and for the unbelievable cruelty of a new beginning that starts with such a sudden end.
So the play leaves us with this massive, hanging question. Derry has been completely changed, there's no doubt about that. But can that change last without the person who sparked it? It really makes you wonder, is one afternoon, one moment of real connection, enough to change a person's life for good?